Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Okay, folks, welcome back. We're looking at inverse proportionality, and we have the question set up as you can see here in front of us. It says Z is inversely proportional to the square, to the square of W. Okay, so let's see what that means. Okay, right. Now Z, now that's the proportionality sign. Inverse proportional to the square of W. Well, the square of W is quite straightforward. Square of W is W squared. But because it's inverse proportion is 1 over W squared. The inverse part means the reciprocal of 1 over. So Z is, this is proportionality sign, proportional to the inverse. Inversely proportional to the square of W. That's the heavy right first. Now, we said earlier that the proportionality sign is really replaced with equals K. So Z is equal to K times by 1 over W squared. So we can rewrite this and make it a bit more neater as Z is equal to K over W squared. Now, what we need to do, we call this part here our general rule. Now we need to work out the value of K. As it says here, find K. K is the constant of proportionality. Now we know in the beginning that when W is 4, Z is equal to 32. So we're going to use these values. So under the Z, we put down the Z value, which is 32, is equal to K, which we want to work out, over the W value, which is 4. Okay, now, in order for us to work out the K value, what we need to do is rearrange opposite divide by 4 squared is time by 4 squared. So let's do that in the calculator. So we have K is equal to, the calculator up. So we got 32. Okay, let's do that. 32 times by 4 squared, which is basically times by 16. So that gives us a value of 512. So now our K value has a value of 512. So the Z equals can now be replaced by, so the Z equals, the K has now been defined as 512. So that's our K value. And now we divide that by the W squared. So our general formula over here, remember it was general here in the beginning, is now going to become specific. And it's going to be, we're going to put a nice box around it to indicate this is our specific formula. So this is the one that we're going to be using in the question. So this here is now our specific formula for the question that we're doing. So Z is equal to 512 over W squared. So the question here states find Z when W is equal to 2. So we've got to work out Z when W is 2. So let's put those values into the question. So Z is equal to 512 divided by W squared, which is 2 squared. So Z is equal to 512 divided by 4. So Z is equal to 512 divided by 4, which is the same as saying 512 divided by 2 divided by 2. Okay, so we just quickly punch into here, and that gives us an answer of 128. That's the first part. Now, I'm going to give an additional question here. Now, this is also a possible examination style question as well, where rather than asking you straightforward substitution, here they're going to give you a question where it's going to involve rearrangement. So, now, we have to work out the value. So, we've been told in the next question that Z is equal to something. Okay, and we have to instead work out the W value. Okay, well, let's just have a look at that. Okay. Okay. Okay, Z is equal to, let's just give Z a value of that. So that's the next question. So what we do first of all, we copy out the question, the specific formula again. Z is equal to 512 divided by W squared. Now what do we know? Now we know the value of Z instead. So that goes here. So we have 51200 is equal to 512 divided by W squared. Okay, now what do we need to do? We need to work out W and answer. So we're not doing a straightforward substitution and calculator. We have to put the substitution, now rearrange the question to work out the value of W. So what we do here, we cross multiply. So opposite divided by W squared is time by W squared, and then opposite time by 512 is divide. So these two in a sense just swap over, swap places. So W squared is equal to 512 divided by 51200. Now, I want to work out what W is. So I need to take the squared over and it becomes the square root. So just write over, so fit in over here. So W is equal to 512 divided by 51200, all of it square rooted, and that will give me the value of W. So let's see what that is. Now, first of all, if you want to keep things nice and simple, so 512 divided by 512 is 1. 51,000 divided by 512 will give you 100. So W in essence is going to be the square root of 1 over 100. And that will then give you the final W value of 1/10. That's for this question that we just started over here. Let's just running out of space. Thank you very much for joining us on this question. That's the last question for the moment, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.